Hello, welcome to your daily soul session with me, Sarah, episode 55, hashtag more soul sessions. So boy, did I get a good lesson today. So there are lots of things in my life that feel like they're in transition right now. So for example, I'm learning to do a lot more in my business for myself. So not dependent on how others can help me or what others might think of the idea, but really just running with the ideas that are 100% mine and implementing them. And also not worried about what Preston is or isn't doing, because while we have this coaching business, more soul sessions together, it doesn't mean that we're one unit. We're still two separate people. And I want to maintain an individuality of my own because that's really important. And so I'm learning just to execute in ways that include him, but that aren't dependent on him. So that's a little new for me in some ways, and I'm really having to take care of the little girl inside of me who wants to see what he thinks or only do something if he's on board doing it as well. So that feels like there's so many opportunities for me to grow up. But it's also new and it's uncomfortable, and sometimes I'm uncomfortable with being uncomfortable, and I'm learning that it's just okay. My feelings aren't going to kill me. We're also in the middle of potentially seeing if we can refinance our home, and that brings about lots of stories and issues around money. So that feels like a really big pot that could be, just really different in our lives if this refinance is able to go through, because we're thinking of rolling some of our debt into that refinance. And if we are able to do so, there'll be some big changes ahead in terms of how we will deal with money and therefore my relationship to it. So there's a lot of uncertainty. Are we going to be able to do the refinance? Are we not? And it's leaving me a little like, because if we are, it really could be a massive game changer for us. What else is happening? I'm taking taking a singing lesson tomorrow, something that I just love, but I'm not amazing at. And that brings a little bit of vulnerability, right? Stepping into the ring and trying something where we don't just have it down pat and we're not an expert, but really the humility of becoming a learner again. And guys, there is so much more happening besides, but that gives you a little sneak peek into all the shit that's happening up here. And for me, that can come out sideways when I'm feeling all kinds of ways. And it didn't necessarily come out sideways, but I told Preston this morning that I felt unappreciated. That's actually not the truth. Sure, I want him to notice the things that I'm doing, and, he does a pretty good job about that. But the truth is there's just lots of uncertainty and lots of opportunities for growth for me. And in fact, when I step back, it's all really brilliant. But sometimes it's easy for me to get lost on the inside of it, and how easy it is for us, if we're not conscious, to create these little stories like I'm unappreciated, that sound like the truth, but they are no way the root cause. Preston loves to talk about the root cause, and he's helped me identify a lot of that in my own life. So, is there something you're sideways about today and you're telling a truth, but it's really not the truth, and there's just something vulnerable inside of you that's making you a little squirmy? If so, I hope this video helps you find it. Also want to let you know that I've released 2 dates for Soul Sessions The Retreat, September the 10th and December the 3rd. You can go to moresoulsessions.com and go under the events tab and read more about those events and sign up if you're interested. They're just for 8 women each, so spots are pretty limited. And I also have my free coaching webinar next Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern. So if you're interested in getting some free coaching and learning more about how you can use vulnerability as a superpower, check out the webinar as well. You can also find that under the free tab on moresoulsessions.com. Love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.